All right, everybody. Here we go. I don't go until I get a green light. Let's see. Slow, get crazy. I didn't put the tail on the thing. Oh, that was dumb. Good morning, all my fellow travelers. I can't see the chat yet. I don't know if it's working. It should be. I may not have connected it properly. get down to my first stop, I will check the chat connection. Very windy on this one. Very windy. first delivery stop. I have 96 passengers, donuts. That's actually, I'm not usually under 100, so it's a light day today. I think I have 6 or 8 eclairs. I got some rainbow cakes. I got it all. thing, the tripod thing. So I don't know. I don't feel like I set up the camera right this morning. This is the first morning that I'm using Prism, and it worked well yesterday on my little test drive. But you know, it's like I gotta set that up, I gotta start that, and start the text. I think I probably missed a step. So if you're sending me any chat messages, I haven't heard anything. I think I didn't set it up right this. Otherwise, I'm good. Weather's good. It's not too cold this morning. Traffic hasn't been too bad. Except for that truck. If you were here for the truck, like I'm trying to pass this truck when we went around the circle, and the guy was not giving me really any. Good thing I didn't dilly-dally. Halloween. Happy Halloween, everyone. I have to tell you a funny thing. So last night, when I was trying to finally get the chat to speech, you know, the text in the chat to come out through this other application, turn into speech so I could hear it. I went live because I think it has to be a live connection for that voice application to pick it up. So I was live. I'm in my room, walking on the treadmill. The phone's sitting on the desk, so the camera's just pointing straight up. So all you really see is the ceiling, and occasionally you're looking straight up my nostrils. And I look, and all of a sudden there's like, first there was 12, then there were 20 people. I've never had that many people watching my camera, ever. So the thing said, this is a test. It probably says that now. I don't know what it says. But, because I don't think I'm sure I didn't set it up right. I gotta test some more. But, so I'm on there, and I'm starting up the application for the voice, and I thought I had it set up, and I signed on like I was watching the video from my computer, and I sent myself a text message to just say testing, and it was working. And that's when I looked down at the phone, like, all of a sudden it went from 20, and then it went from 12 to 20, and I'm like, 20 people. Earlier that day, I did a whole drive to test it. I didn't test the audio. I was just testing the satellite receiver on the roof of my car, and which worked fine, and it is there now. But nobody. I think I maybe had one person pop in for a second, and that was it. I think, because it shows you at the end when you're done, you can see if anybody watched. But yeah, for a second there were 20 people. I'm like, hey everybody, I'm just testing. Nothing's going to happen. You're just going to look at the ceiling. And but they stuck around. I had people talking to me. So I have fans. It was pretty exciting. But I apologize, I can't hear you this morning. watching. Well, I may not be able to hear you, but I think your video is going to be clearer today than it has been. Here's what I learned yesterday during my test drive. Having the receiver on the roof does help considerably. I have a pretty good connection. If I'm in a densely wooded area where the trees are close to the road, pretty thick, or over the road, it breaks up a little bit. It's not like it did with the cell phone. When I was using a cell connection, it would get all blotchy and audio would break up. It seems like when the signal is weak, the audio was still working pretty well. Like it wasn't breaking up unless it completely dropped, which it did. I think it dropped like for a second every now and then. But it was much better. So I'm pretty happy with the way that works. Mile 6 minutes. That's what I was looking for. Now our trip today will be going down 795 all the way and then coming up Reisterstown Road. Used to get off at Owings Mills Boulevard and then drive down. But you're actually on Reisterstown Road a lot longer. There are more turns. You know, you got the ramp, you've got turns on Reisterstown Road and stuff. So this route, as long as there's not a significant backup on 795, and there never really is at 5 o'clock in the morning, then this is just a better route for me. We'll go over McDonough Road, and that was where. So McDonough Road was okay. I think I got a little bit of weak signal in a couple spots along that route, and then when I got to Lyons Mill Road, over by closer to where you're going to connect with Liberty Road, so like the northwest portion of Lyons Mill Road got pretty weak because you're in. It becomes a pretty small little back road for a bit there, so you got trees covering the roadway. So I think once I get used to all of that, I'll just realize that there are periods in the drive where I don't want to have intense conversation because you'll miss half of it, or portions of it. But yeah, I got the text thing to work, so I think I didn't wait long enough to see if it connected when I left the paper. Welcome to my lane. yesterday I started it with battery charge, and after about an hour and a half it was down to 48. So I think the 3 hour max is about right. 3, maybe a little bit more depending. But that's all I need. Ooh, I think I just turned it on, guys. If you're still there, I think I did. Why is that thing still there? There we go. Get that going. All right, I could tell. I just fixed it, I think. If anyone's watching, you have access to the chat. Type something in there. Let's see if it works. I think I got it working. If you're watching, I didn't put the towel in today. Well, I have the towels. Somebody remind me to put it in before I leave this location. All right, stop number 1 coming up. Stop number 1. Now I'll probably lose it when I walk in here. My Bluetooth will probably disconnect from my headset. Oh my God, I got so many problems. I hear you, dog. Okay. All right, folks, let's turn this around. All right, we'll do that for now. All right, I'll be right back. Got to deliver the donuts. Oh my goodness. So, you're rolling away on me. There's a very nice guy in there. His name is Glenn. And he was very talkative this morning. Back. Let me just say, he's a super nice guy. He really is a very nice guy. But I'm telling you, I know more about him than I know some of my family members. Where am I? His mother. He's telling me about his mother. They got her to move into a sort of a retirement home. She was 86, living by herself. He said that was 10 years ago, so I guess she's 96. That's how good I am at math. But, yeah, that was... Alright, here we go. So, hit that. No, let's see that. Okay. Look at that logo down there. Let me try something before we move. This is really taking me longer than it should. This is a pain in the butt. This is... Come on here. Where's my connections? Alright, I don't have time for this, guys. Here we go. Connections, Bluetooth. 2 devices to connect. Is that it's connected? Enough of that. I can't figure it out. I can't take any more time on this right now. Oh, I see your chat, Janet. You can see me. All right, that's cool. We'll figure this out. We're going to figure this out. But in the meantime, I got donuts. These donuts are getting impatient. Hold on. Okay. Drive, and we're going to what today? Here we go. We're getting there. Step. Oh, shit. They make that turn. What are you dumbass? Thinking, guys, gals. Is this taking me to McDonald Road? I think it does, right? I think it does. Past McDonald. Going back meant to do that. So anyway, the guy at the deli, he was telling me about he doesn't put the light on and do the trick-or-treater thing anymore because a few years ago they bought one of those like a little animated thing that they plugged in and had out front. It was like a little witch or something, and it would. His wife opened the door and some kid was kicking it and cursing at it. So she just like closed the door, turned the light out. She's like, "We're not doing this anymore." And ever since then, they don't give out candy. So the lesson is, if you want candy, don't abuse the Halloween decorations. But it definitely wasn't turned on until I think I turned it on when I was at that stoplight. So I feel like it would work. Turn signals today. I'm trying to be good. I think I was getting too used to the fact that there's nobody on the road. So I'm just turning all over the place. Lions Moor. So this is the challenging road. Connections for the satellite. You gotta watch this road. There's a active speed camera up here. It's funny, you can tell all the people that use this road compared to the ones that don't. Because the traffic just automatically slows down to 30 miles per hour. And really, 30 miles an hour is kind of slow. I mean, it actually is. Let's be real. Janet, I'll have to come by and see how you're connected. Because if I'm on my phone, I can't figure out the chat stuff. I think it's possible to chat on the mobile app, but I can't. But online, I can definitely get you there. I think there's a button somewhere that says open. It opens up and it's on the right-hand side of the window. But usually there's something somewhere there that says chat. Oh, I almost got hit yesterday. So I was doing my drive, and I back into my driveway, right? So I pull up, and where I live, you know how it's, I'm saying this in case anybody other than Janet is watching. But, so where I live, when you pull up to back into my driveway, I'm right across the street from an intersection, right? So there's a street that comes in, and there could be people making left-hand turns, and so it looks like I'm just going to the right of the person that is making the left-hand turn, and people don't expect me to stop. They think I'm just going to keep going. So I'm always mindful of that. So that was the case yesterday. There's this person making a left-hand turn. I'm in the right side of the road. But sometimes when I put my blinker on for that, I think people might just think I'm doing it because I'm passing the person that's in the, you know, there aren't two lanes, it's only one lane, but I just think, you know, they could be confused by that. So I'm driving into the road, you know, so I've got this car right behind me, and the guy is texting. I mean, heavy duty texting, like looking up less than down. And I noticed that even when I was sitting at the traffic light waiting to make the left. So I look back, and he's not looking at all. I mean, I'm starting to slow down. I've got my blinker on. I just passed the car that's in front of my house, and now theoretically I'm gonna stop. But I see this guy, and he's not looking at all. So I'm slowing down, and then I see him look up, and he gets that look of panic on his face because I'm slowing down, and he's getting closer and closer. And I had just stopped, but I kept going. So I almost up to my neighbor's driveway. Oh my! Look, the trees are even leaning into the road. That's how bad it is. Glance at the phone real quick. I don't see any messages about disconnecting. Today, for my entrance into the bakery, I played Thriller. I found a version of the song. It said, when I looked it up last night, it said special edit. So I thought, oh, this might be you know how I'd mentioned that Thriller was not necessarily a good song for me to use when I walked into the bakery because it's very, like, the whole start is like very slow. It takes too long. You know, you got the creaky door, which is kind of cool, but then you got steps, and then it just takes a long time to get to the beginning of the song. So I figured I'd either cue it up to, the da-da. I needed that to be my entrance. So the special edit version of Thriller is basically somebody who must have had the same idea I did. Thought, hey, the song should really start there. And then I don't know what else they did with it. They took it from the original version of Thriller is like almost 6 minutes long. It's 5:58 or something like that. So it's almost 6 minutes. Well, they had it down to like 3 minutes and something. So, but I only need the first minute or two. So that's what I did. I stuck with that one. There were some other cute little Halloween type songs, but you can't really beat Michael Jackson, you know what I'm saying? Somebody's putting their boat in the reservoir or they're fishing out a dead body. One or the other. I also didn't get the music to work. This mess. Well, one of the things, because I want the video to be horizontal, I'm not a big fan of the vertical videos. This is old school. I like it horizontal. I don't really like it vertical. And the trouble is, all the apps that you have on your phone, like they flip to horizontal, but they're much more common. They're like, it doesn't work well when you're actually using your phone for something. So I was trying to get the music, and all the buttons were like a little different spots, and I didn't spend the time to figure it out. Brand new Wendy's here in Eldersburg. Oh, come see our new look. It's a new look. Grand opening. Saturday, November the 1st. Come one, come all. First 100 guests in line at 10:30 a.m. win free food for a year. What? Wendy's in Eldersburg, ladies and gentlemen. Saturday, November the 1st. I think it says 100. That's the only thing I can't really guess. But the first blank number of guests in line at 10:30 win free food for a year. Okay? You heard it here first. I wonder when you have to get in line. If you want to be, I think it said 100. I'm pretty sure it did. 100 people. Free food for a year. I guess they open at 10:30? So Wendy's doesn't do breakfast, I guess? I don't know. Wow. Who's hungry? Wendy's isn't bad. I gotta remember to tell everybody at the bakery about that. Janet, if you're watching, you gotta put one of those camper chairs in your car. Come out here and sit. There was nobody in line, by the way. It is, what time is it? 5:30, 6 o'clock? It's 6 o'clock, I think. So you can still make it. Free food for a year. I mean, what the heck? I wonder if you have to go to that restaurant. And it's not that far away. I should call my brother. I have a brother that lives in Eldersburg. I'm going to have to text him and tell him that Wendy's. I don't know if he likes Wendy's. He might. Wendy's isn't like... I think their food's pretty good, right? They have chili. Do they still have chili? I haven't eaten at Wendy's for a long time, but I remember chili, and I remember that chocolate milkshake stuff. Just chocolate. Is that what they call it? Just a chocolate milkshake? So you got the chocolate milkshake, you got chili, you got burgers. Basically, you could like eliminate your grocery budget for a year. Do they have salads? You know, like, it said free food. It didn't say like any specific food, and it really didn't say how much. It just said free food. So like, could you eat there a couple times a day or once a day? You know what I mean? Could you just sit in there for a year? I don't know. There's got to be fine print on that somewhere, but it wasn't on the sign. And it's just for the people in line, right? Like, you couldn't take your family in there. So, but you could take your family to sit in line. Make a whole big thing out of it. You can get a tent, put it up tonight. I want to see the 100 people that are in that line, right? I want to see them a year from now. Like, you think they'll all be like huge? And do you get your drink too? Is it just when they say food, does that include the drink? I mean, there are so many questions. So many questions. These are the things, though. I think I need to clip that out, post it. I could take a little clip of me reading the sign in front of the Wendy's. But I don't think you can see the sign. You probably saw it when we were coming up on the right-hand side, but I think I was stopped too far up for you to see it. buys gas. That hasn't moved for more than a week. That price locked in at $3.05. Tell me if you don't agree with this. When you pull in here, just the view that you have right now looks like just like I pulled into the back lot of a TV studio. You think they're coming out? I haven't had to call them for days. They usually open the door. Oh, it says 0. Okay, so janitor's not on there. Let me go over here now. I gotta call him. I don't know if you're going to hear that call now. There it is. She got it. Thank you. Let me turn you guys around. Alright, let's do this. Give you a little something else to look at here. Instead of a wall. You don't want to be staring at a wall. Everybody, I got some dog bones. All right, I'll be right back. All right, folks. They were pretty festive in there. Anybody over there? Hold on, don't laugh at me. No. Okay, let's go back to the front. Let's get you right there. All right, start the car up. So I think the issue now is that I lost my, I lost the connection to my headset. You know what I mean? Like I think I can't hear now because of the headset. Maybe. I don't know. Okay, here we go. It's not cold. What is the temperature? 51 degrees. It's not too cold. But the wind makes it feel a little chilly. Little chilly. Still not hearing the chat. I've got the software to do it, but I can't hear the chat yet. So I apologize for that. I think I see one person. Should be looking. I do. I see that. So if you're watching, I can't hear you, or I can't hear what you're typing. deer on the side of the road up there, alive, looking at me. I can see it. But yeah, I think what happened now, I got all these little things I got to figure out, right? Like the sequence. I got to turn the camera on, then turn the application on that reads the chat and speaks it to me. That I think is set up, but I think what I lost was the link, Bluetooth link to my earbud. I think I had that set up earlier, but then when I walked away from the van, I think I lost that connection. I don't think it picked it back up, so I gotta figure that out. We're getting there. Baby steps. But in case you're there, Janet, I don't know if you are. In case you're there, I don't know if you heard when I was driving through Eldersburg, there's a Wendy's, just opened. And tomorrow morning at 10:30, get free food for a year. I'm excited about that. I'm not so excited that I'm going to do it, but I would imagine that, 20 years ago I probably would have done that. We probably would have made a whole big thing 20 years ago or more. I could see a group of us being there at like midnight tonight. And just waiting. Because it's not awful. I mean, the weather isn't going to be awful. It's not going to be rainy. It's going to be cold. Part of me wants to just drive by and see. Am I going to drive by there? Tomorrow is Saturday. Tomorrow, yeah, you know what? Oh, this is good. Tomorrow, if the donuts for my second delivery are ready, and I think they probably will be, I don't know. But if that's the case, I'll be making the same exact trip, so I'll drive by there tomorrow. Even if not, I might have to go by. I might have to, make a circle, go down past there just to see what's going on. Because tomorrow, if I'm driving by there around 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, whatever, I would be a few hours before the 10:30 open. Yeah. This is going to be a big deal. It's huge. This is huge. Wendy's, Eldersburg. November 1st, 2020. No, I must say 19. So 2025. Tell what it's something. The screen, which is up in the peripheral vision of mine, shows some kind of message on it, but I don't know what it's saying. I can't tell. I can't tell what it says, and I can't read it. I mean, can't put my. I'm driving, so I have to really ignore it, but I can tell there's something there that wasn't there before. I'll get better at this. I promise everybody I'll get better. Yeah, I'm going to be able to drive by and see the 100 people. Maybe I'll stop and interview them. I'll take them a dozen donuts or something. I'll take some cookies. I could take a couple cookies. Hand them out to the 100 people. First 12 people in line get a donut. For waiting. Oh yeah, I might stop. I'm going to talk to Jen and Bob. I might have to stop there and just like talk to them tomorrow. You know, ask them how long they've been waiting. What's their favorite Wendy's food? Oh yeah. I can see. I mean, you know, I spent like 10 minutes there or something. It's going to be cold. That could definitely be cool. That could definitely see myself doing. Be my first interview. My first real interview. I've been reporting. I report back to the bakery on all kinds of a couple different events. But they were just like little video clips that I made. Craycray news alert. I need that little spinning logo thing to come in. Craycray news alert. And then there I would be. Talking with the Wendy's employees. Ooh, I could have looked. I think I like, no, it didn't turn right. Yeah, it turned. Let's see what that says. See, I have to be mindful of the fact that I am driving a vehicle that is identifiable. You know what I mean? Like, you just drive up to something in your car. You're just a person getting out of the car. But if I drive somewhere and get out of this van, I am a walking representative of the vehicle. You got to think about this stuff. Inside the van, I'm just Craycray. Outside the van, I am a bakery representative. OSI, they're now hiring. 410-795-06. Traffic going the other way. Feel the strains. You think they're busy on Halloween night? Or are they busy up to, but not including Halloween? Very curious about that. Like all of those places, like those haunted house places. And will they be busy tomorrow? Because it's like the weekend? Immediately following Halloween? I would think so, right? They're not going to close until... Probably said on the sign, but I didn't read it. Yeah, so somebody did send me a message. See, we're gonna get there. Learn more about this Prism app. I think when you're watching this, you see in the lower right hand corner, I think this is Prism Video, Prism Live, something like that. That's the application that runs the streaming broadcast and sends it to YouTube. I think you could send it to multiple, forget how many places I can send it. 3, I think. 3 different. So I think you could simultaneously send it to Twitter, somebody talks, or X. And I keep hearing people talk about Twitch. Does anybody use Twitch? I've never used it. I don't really know anything about it. But during my research into all this video stuff, streaming, I've seen people talk about Twitch. So I don't know what it is. I should look that up. Oh, you know what I was trying to figure out? Last night I was trying to figure out, I was thinking of the fact that I'm riding along with that earplug in. If I could hear the chat, I would just be hearing it through my earbud. And it made me remember when, a long, long time ago, you'd have like a radio that was, what could I compare it to? It was like the size, the radios that people carried around in the 70s were like, this was before Walkman. So if you wanted to have music while you were out somewhere, you would carry this radio, battery-powered radio, and it had a cord with an earplug in it. actually visualize it. You know, it had like these little, the little earplug it went. And so I was thinking, like, when did Walkman come out? And I looked that up, and it was 1979. It surprised me it was that kind of that late. Yeah, before that. And that was like the one where it was a cassette player. Pretty random thoughts going. Can't say I didn't warn you. It's in the description. It should come with a warning label. Warning: driver blurts out random thoughts. Yesterday morning was kind of rainy. I didn't have to do the deliveries. I was talking to Bob. Bob said that it was rainy, and this has happened to me too. I think it's kind of cool that you're like doing deliveries, and then when you get to the spot, the location, it stops raining long enough to make the delivery. And then you get back in the van, and it starts raining again, heavier. He said that happened to him yesterday. I think that's kind of cool. Of course, then the opposite can happen sometimes too, right? Maybe the fact that I'm using the streaming software. It's an awkward light. Kind of looks like it's in the middle of the road. I don't remember seeing that before. Back here where they have trees that line their driveway, which is kind of nice, but then they lit them up. Why is the school bus could really like turn the high beams down? That would probably be good. Actually, the high beams kind of thinking that with winter coming, and there will be no leaves on the trees. With the leaves falling off of the trees, I wonder if that'll help reception when I'm driving through wooded areas. You'd think it would, right? Maybe a little bit. It smells like coffee back here, but it's not. I don't think it's my coffee. It's really dark. I mean, it's almost 7 o'clock. The sun is sleeping in today. The sky looks pretty neat over there. You're going to see it when we turn this corner over to the right. The sky is pretty cool looking. You know what? When I was little, I went through a period where I wanted to be, and not like the kind of, well, not like a Greyhound bus where the person just takes you, location A to location B. I wanted to be the kind that like took people on a trip that they paid for to like go to us. Everybody on the bus is going to one location and some kind of either New York to go to a show or something like that, or even one where you could at least talk to the passengers and tell them like, well, to your right is blah blah blah. Brother and I did a tour bus ride in Los Angeles once, and I don't know if I'm making this up in my head. He would confirm this. I never really trust some of these memories. I think maybe I just thought it up, and then I started to believe my thought. But I think. Where my audio is going to break up. It's probably going to break up right when I'm telling this story. But I'm pretty sure that while we were in this bus tour riding around Los Angeles, they pointed out, and on the right side, there were homeless people. There was like a section there. I think it's much more widespread out now. There was a specific area where all the homeless people were, and they actually pointed it out as we went by. It was like the homeless section. I think that happened. I gotta ask my brother. Because when I explain that to my brother, he'll either say, oh yeah, that definitely happened. Suffers things, and so he has great confidence in his memory, as I do as well. So he's not iffy about his memory like I am. I just, when it goes back 20 or 30 whatever years, I'm like, did that really happen? It seems kind of weird, but. And I don't know if that was the same trip where we like right after OJ had been released. Or acquitted. But we were there like the week after that happened. Or later in the week, the same week that it did happen. It was within days we were there. That's not why we went. It just happened to be. Dense woods. I didn't see any forever. Try to give Bob plenty of room, you know. I noticed he had a lawnmower in his back of the truck again. Can't imagine he's cutting grass today. Or maybe he is. All right, everybody, it was fun. Another adventure, another day's adventure with Craycray here on planet Earth, my favorite planet in the universe. Hope you have a good day. Talk to you later. I'll be back tomorrow. And remember, tomorrow is What's Happening at Wendy's Day. Have a great Halloween. Don't eat too much candy. Bye.